BettingPros.com. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get your bets in for the primetime games. But that's what we do here on the drive-thru, Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is over live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pig Dogs and SCP Betting. Let's take a look at who's on the show with us for today. All right, this is Alex Smart with us. We got Damian Sosh. We got Shane Mickle. Tony Brown from Las Vegas, Nevada. Ninos, Jay Briggs, and it's Millz Young. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. We got Smart, Sosh, Ninos, Mickle, Brown, Young, Briggs, and I will close this one out. All right. We got NFL on the board in prime time, as well as a bowl game. And, of course, NBA, there's a limited card, but we got some hockey and college hoops picks for you here as well here on the show. Well, we got both NBA games covered, I should say, as well. So let's get this one underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Alex Smart. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Print, where he's been on absolute fire in college football. So let's go ahead and get Alex in right now. Alex, what's happening?
Hey, Tony, how you doing? We're going to change venues tonight. We're going to go with a straight-up pick, and we're going to go with an NHL one. It's going to come via the battle of Long Island and Manhattan, with the Islanders going against the Rangers at MSG. But the Islanders, just before we get into this, they're a little bit banged up, and the old guys are starting to waddle a little bit. So, there's some issues, and I think but one issue they don't have is that's Eli Sorokin, and that guy is just amazing, top-tier goaltender. He made 46 saves the other night, finally lost in a shootout to the Colorado Avalanche. The Islanders are only 3-5-2 in their last 10 games, while the Rangers are really rocking and rolling and playing really good hockey at the moment. But the Islanders have a tendency of waking up for teams like this, waking up for anybody that's hot, whatever. The old guys need a nap from time to time, and it looks like they only wake up when things are really important, and I know how that feels because I do that all the time. But anyway, to make a long story short, I'm going to tell you tonight, I look for the Islanders to really come up big. They've won 6 of their last 7 trips here at MSG, and they just play, like I said, they play the teams in this division, and they know how important it is. They did that the other night. New Jersey was still rocking and rolling. It was about a week ago, if I remember correctly. They went into New Jersey, beat them straight up. No problem. And I look for them to have another strong night tonight against a Rangers team that's uptrending. And whatever happens after this, I don't know. I've got some futures tickets on the Islanders, so like I always like to tell everybody, I'm waiting for them to do something. Maybe they'll make a big trade or something and get me to the promised land before the season's out. But tonight, importantly, we're going to cash a ticket with the New York Islanders. They're going to wake up for this game and to win. Look for Eli Sorokin to be the star.
All right, we got Alex here on the Islanders, plus 140 here against the Rangers with plus some money. Sometimes these Rangers have to be waking up at home, because I'm looking at a 7-10 mark at home, and they're scoring less than 3 goals a game.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they really started out slowly this year. I think there was quite a hangover, a lot of perceptions from the media. When you play in New York, this too, Tony. You got to take questions and answers on a basis, and there's a lot of pressure. And there's a lot of young players on this team, New York Rangers, and they just didn't come out of the gate fast. But hey, they're still good. Just because I think they're going to lose tonight has nothing to do with how I think they're going to do as the season goes on.
Yeah, sometimes I just think the media think they're bigger than the players out there in New York. That's just how it comes to me. They just like to pound their chest. It's just a little nuts over there. But anyway, maybe I speak of maybe because it's just so competitive over there. Islanders plus 140 here against the Rangers. This one to have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, hockey on the card tonight. Good card up there in hockey. A lot of college hoops up there, a couple NBA. We got football, bowl game, and NFL showing great profit here in college hoops here. 2,242 units of profit in the college hoops right now going. So strong performance there. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, tonight we've got some action left. A lot of it's off the board now. Got the CFB Military Bowl side. Air Force go head-to-head tonight. And we have that NFL Thursday night with the Jaguars and Jets. And I think before the night's out, also, I'm probably going to go with one more selection that I've had loaded for my clients, long-term clients. We'll put it out there for everybody and make some money.
Make some money indeed with Alex Smart over at Pick Dogs. You see the great results here in college hoops. Alex, all showing great profit here in NHL this year, showing profit in college football. So get on board here with Alex here. 1,338 units at profit last 30 days, showing profit last 7 days. Yesterday, coming off a huge day. Tonight, he's got action here in the bowl game tonight between Baylor and Air Force. That one's going off here about an hour from now, a little more than an hour from now. Also in action with that Jaguars and Jets game from Thursday Night Football. But if you prefer, one of your best deals right now is get that 7-day all sports pass here from Alex Smart. Get all of Alex's premium plays for 7 days. We include all his NFL. Remember, we got a 4-day work week in the NFL. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, as well as all the college football bowls, the NBA, the Christmas Days NBA, the NHL. We got some holiday tournaments going on in college hoops as well. Big schedules coming up. Conference games ready to roll here. That 7-day pass is your best value right now over at Pick Dogs. You can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Alex, as always, great to have you show. Have yourself a great evening. Have a Merry Christmas. We'll talk with you again next week.
Yeah, have a great weekend and enjoy the holidays. And that goes for everybody out there, all our clients, all our good clients, all the people that tune in here on a consistent basis to look for winners, and all the handicappers at the site. Okay, guys, take care. Have yourselves a great night and be good.
Be good, too. You too. All right, Alex, great having you on. We'll talk with you next week. Great holiday to do as well. Alex Smart here on the drive-thru. All right, guys, we'll continue here on the show. Up next, we're going to bring in Damian Sosh out in chilly Philly, where he's doing great work up there over at Pick Dogs. So let's bring him in right now. Braving the cold weather. I know, as you guys know, keep your eyes on the weather when you're handicapping these NFL games this week, because it's we're looking at some cold weather coming up here. What would you expect, right? We're in late December, so let's go ahead and bring in Damian in here in just a second. Once I get him on the board here, I think we're ready to a little too far here. So I'm still trying to get used to this board here. It's a brand new look on the drive-through, and of course we've got plenty of new cappers, here. So let's bring them in right now. Damian, what's happening?
Hey, Tony. So chilly and rainy Philly today.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. It's coming down.
All right. Here we go tonight. A couple on the NBA board tonight we got covered here as the Pelicans here host the Spurs. New Orleans here laying 8.5, total 228.
Yeah, taking a look at this game here. Now, we knew coming into this season it was going to be a transitional year here for the Spurs, and so far with a 10-20 record, that's really supporting the case. However, after losing 11 in a row, Spurs have gone 4-2 over the last 6, and they're actually 5-1 against the spread in those games. They're coming into this game off a nice win against the Houston Rockets. They beat the Rockets also without their leading scorer, Keldon Johnson. Devin Vassell led the way in that game. He had 26 points. It's looking like Johnson won't play again in this game, and that's unfortunate for the Spurs. But the Pelicans certainly won't feel sorry for them. They're dealing with plenty of their own issues as far as the health of their players. Brandon Ingram remains out. But the big news today, Zion Williamson entering health and safety protocols. So he's going to be missing this game as well. It wasn't long ago. The Pelicans had won 7 in a row. They were the best team in the West. Now they lost 4 in a row, and they're going to be playing a Spurs team. It's young. They're energetic. They're playing loose. They're playing with confidence. Now the Pelicans have beaten the Spurs twice already this year, but in either of those games, either Zion or Brandon Ingram was in the lineup. Neither of those guys will be in the lineup today. So the Pelicans are the better team. But without 2 of its top players in the lineup, I'll be back in the Spurs here in this one. I like getting all those points with San Antonio here.
Yeah, I kind of argue that one. Yeah, indeed, the Spurs, the play here from Damian. Of course, Johnson, Wesley out for the Spurs, Ingram, Liddell, and Williamson. Zion, the big one, out here for the New Orleans Pelicans. So it's going to be really challenging here to cover this line. It's a big number here. I know it opened 10. The Williamson number news came out. It came to 8.5, saying that Williamson was worth 1.5. I don't know. I mean, I think it might be a little bit more, especially when you get the cluster injuries. When you have a guy like Ingram out, the second injury, I think the cluster injury is really what gets to teams. Yeah,
you're asking a lot of different guys to step up that really aren't used to it. I mean, CJ McCollum, he's a guy on the Pelicans. He's capable of stepping up, but he really hasn't shot the ball well this year. He's coming into the season, or coming into this game, he's shooting just 41.5% from the floor in the year. And without guys like Ingram and Zion there to spread the court more, it's only going to be more focus on him. So, like I said, I think the Pelicans are the better team. It's a big number. It's a big number, and I like the Spurs with how they're playing right now.
Yeah, it's a real big number here. When you look here at the Pelicans during this 4-game losing streak, they sit 27th in defensive efficiency, giving up 121 points per 100 possessions, and the Spurs have covered 4 of 6, averaging 116 per 100 and a positive net rating there. So agree here, Spurs plus 8.5 here against the Pelicans. This one will have a start time here of 8 Eastern time. All right, Damon, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight's action. Showing great units here over the past 7 days, 345 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, tonight we've got the NFL game. We have a college football bowl game, a couple NBA, a bigger hockey card. Still lots of college basketball on the board here. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I actually have a couple basketball players that have already gone off the board. One's actually playing right now, and a play I had earlier. But I still have college basketball later this evening with the Illinois-Missouri game. I got to play on that one. And then both football games, the Armed Forces Bowl and the Thursday Night Football. So like I keep mentioning, guys, every time I'm on here, now's the time. Lots of action going on with the bowl games. I mean, Christmas holiday's coming up, but that's not going to mean there's not going to be basketball and bowl games and everything. So it's definitely time to pick up a long-term plan and get the most bang for your buck right now.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Damian Sosh over at Pick Dogs Premium, showing great results, as you can see here over the past 7 days. Actually, we've got 345 units now. We're getting some grading here coming in. Get on board here with Damon. A play up there right now from the Armed Forces Bowl. We got Thursday night NFL up there as well here from Damon, as well as a college hoops play. That is his $15 premium play. Of course, these individual plays are credit guaranteed, meaning they must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee. And as Damon was talking about, the longer term pass is the way to roll. If you want to try them out here for the holiday period, 7-day all sports pass is a great value there. Get all of Damian's premium plays here for 7 days. Remember, the NFL is Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 4-day work week for the NFL. That's covered on that 7-day pass, as well as all his college hoops, the college football bowls, NBA, NHL. Your 7-day pass, a great value right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. Add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion, even greater value there. You can also use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. All right, Damon, as always, great having your show. Keep up that great work. We'll talk with you next week. Have a Merry Christmas. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you, Tony. Merry Christmas to you and everybody out there, all the watchers. Let's make some money this weekend. Make it a great Christmas for everybody. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Damon Sosh here on the drive to. Let's continue, guys. If you missed any picks, we will have a complete recap at the end of the show. I want to say happy holidays to Tony Rodriguez chiming in from the chat room. All right, let's continue on here. Next up here is Ninos. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Put up some really impressive numbers up there. We'll bring in Ninos in right now. You can also catch him on the weekends, on the weekend show, contributor there on the 10 a.m. Eastern time, Saturday and Sunday, over on at the Pick Dogs and SCP betting channel. Let's bring him in right now. Al, what's happening?
I'm pretty good, Tony. How are you?
Good. All right, here we go. Late night game tonight from the NHL, 10 Eastern time. Canucks hosting the Kraken. Kraken about short favorites here, minus 115. Total sits 6.5.
Yeah, they are, and rightfully so. I think, although it's a pretty interesting matchup, a couple interesting trends heading into this one. But Kraken definitely been playing the better hockey coming into this one. They're the hotter team, and overall in the season, they've been the better team as well. The Canucks do have the home ice advantage here, but again, they haven't been particularly good at home, and the Kraken have traveled well, so I think that kind of negates at least too much of a home ice advantage there. The trends I was referring to is that one of them, first of all, is that Vancouver's won all 5 meetings between the two teams, so that's not necessarily a positive one for the look we'll be looking at tonight. But the other one is 4 of the 5 have gone over, and with a push at 6 on one of the totals in that first meeting between the two. But again, back to the back to the Canucks winning all 5 meetings. The last one was a close one. They won that one 5-4. So Seattle did definitely put up a good fight there, and could have snuck away with a win. And I think, if you think that Vancouver's just going to keep beating them up forever, I think I would bet on Seattle to get a win eventually. I think that they may be riding the right wave to get that win tonight. So I'm laying the short price here with the Kraken, and I think they finally get their first win versus the Canucks.
Yeah, they're looking for that first win here against the Canucks. Ninos here on the Kraken, minus 115. Matter of fact, both teams have really good divisional records this year. Seattle 7-3 against the division, and of course Vancouver 7-2, which I guess is important. Of course, as you're trying, when you get 3 points, you take 3 away from a division rival, and you know how important it is to finish, and those standings are, especially with the playoff rounds in these divisions.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely, and the Stanley Cup is not the hardest trophy to win for no reason. At least, I think a lot of people would agree that it's probably one of the hardest trophies to win. I mean, every game is a battle, and you got to show up every game, and any dog can win. I mean, on any given night, it's a game of inches when it comes to putting the puck in the back of the net. So. Okay, yes, you do have your big favorites that will win on most nights in their given matchups, but again, a lot of teams, it's been a funny season. You've seen a lot of weak teams go through some hot runs, and a lot of good teams just not play their best hockey either. So it should be interesting season. Still pretty early, but yeah, I think. Sorry, I kind of got sidetracked there a little bit.
No, let me get you sidetracked some more here. What do you think about this? Has this ever turned, based on geography? When you saw it when Seattle got planted here in the NHL, first that came to mind. Well, okay, Seattle and Vancouver, we got a rivalry possibly brewing. Has there been any tension between the teams? Does it feel like a rivalry yet, or is it just they need to be in the playoffs first before we get there?
Well, it's hard to call it much of a rivalry when it's so one-sided. Usually when you think of rivalries, you think of a lot of back and forth and a lot of fights. Now, it's still a young team, this Kraken team, so it definitely could turn into one. And at least, geographically speaking, you could definitely see that. But yeah, I think who knows? Maybe they get their first win in this rivalry tonight. So. Definitely looking forward to this fight tonight.
All right, so it's going to take the Kraken to win one, and then look for the next matchup. Maybe get a little rough there. So El Ninos here, Kraken. He thinks this is when they do it here. This is when they get the win against the team to their north there. Finally, they get over the hump here. Kraken minus 115 here against the Canucks. This one will have a start time here of 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right, El Ninos, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Stream for tonight's action. Some NHL on the card tonight. Lots of games. We already had one go off already with the Leafs. And then we have a couple NBA. We got some NFL game. We got a college football game up there. Still lots going on in college basketball. Diamond Head Classic there in Hawaii, your usual Christmas tournament up there just starting right now. Iona was in action. I think they failed in their game. But we got Utah State and Seattle going on right now. But what do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, Iona did come up short there. But I got I got my NFL. I got... 2 in the NBA, 2 in the NHL, and my college football play there as well. So a little bit of all that, and I got a 3-pack with my best bet in the NFL, NBA, and NHL. So that's as far as I can go as far as mixing them up is concerned. If you want all the plays, you got to go long term or the 2-for-1 capper specials.
That's right. I got on board here with El Ninos over at Pick Dogs. Our premium good results here in the NHL. So get on board. He puts together his Thursday thrillers. He puts his NFL, NBA, and NHL together in a 3-pack with his best bets. So get on board there. Credit guarantee, meaning it must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee. Also in action with individual plays here like the Armed Forces balls up there, some alley-oops from the NBA as well from El Ninos over at Pick Dogs. I also put together, we talked about that 3-pack already, so get on board there. Of course, we do mention the long-term passes. Of course, that 7-day pass is great here for the holiday week. Get all of El Ninos' premium plays for 7 days. Remember, NFL, it's a 4-day work week. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday of NFL. All your college football bowls, all the NHL that's going out there, as well as college hoops, NBA, your 7-day pass, a great value over at Pick Dogs Premium during this holiday season. Add a second capper with that, 2-for-1 capper promotion, even greater value there. You can also add use the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. All right, El Ninos, as always, a great having you on the show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Tony. Have a good one, Tony.
You got El Ninos here on the drive-through. Let's continue here with the coverage. Just a reminder, guys, if you missed any of our picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. Well, we're going up north now to the Minnesota area and bring in Shane Mickle. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Check out his contributions over on the sites as well in written form. Let's bring him in right now. What's up, Shane?
How's it going? Trying to stay warm up here, Tony.
I can believe that. I can believe that. All right, here we go. Up out west here, San Francisco here. Come off that huge upset loss to UT Arlington. We'll be hosting Hartford, and it's a bigger line this time. San Francisco laying 26.5, total 139.5.
Yeah, this is, I think, a perfect time to take a San Francisco team who is coming off an emotional win. I think this is a letdown spot for them. This is the same San Francisco team 2 games ago who lost to UT Arlington, and this is the same UT Arlington that just allowed Cal to have their first win last night. Also, this is a team I don't have a ton of confidence in. The big reason I don't really have a bunch of confidence in this team is their defense. They're giving both these teams. If you look at them, the one big difference is the offense. These are both teams that seem to struggle to defend. I think with tired legs on the second night of a back-to-back, this San Francisco team is going to struggle to defend. And Hartford probably still loses this game by 15 or maybe even 20 points. But this is way too many points to be laying. I think Hartford finds a way to keep it within 20, and they'll cover the spread.
All right, we got Shane here. Says take the 26.5 here with this with Hartford. Maybe we'll see the San Francisco we saw against UT Arlington in that upset they had. Of course, they did beat Arizona State. Of course, this is a back-to-back spot for them. And, anytime, you look at a San Francisco team, anytime you see a team that has a lot of turnovers, like San Francisco, 275th in the nation in committing turnovers, those usually result in points the other way. And especially when you're laying 26.5 points. First thing I look at, offense, defense important, but those turnovers, because turnovers makes for easy transition baskets. And when you're trying to cover this type of line, you got to make sure that your team is not a turnover-prone team like San Francisco.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you have to basically play, a near perfect game, especially the San Francisco team. This isn't like it's, I don't know, like Kansas or one of those other great teams with just elite offense. I mean, the San Francisco offense is fine, but it's not great. So I think that they're going to struggle here, and I think that they're going to. I mean, they're still going to win, but it's not going to be like last night where they put up 96 points or whatever they put up against. Yeah, they're not doing that again tonight. This game is too close.
Yeah, Arizona State went back to their form of 2020. That's what I saw in 2020. Back to the future of Arizona State. That was a wild one there. But anyway, Hartford.
Yeah, those Arizona State fans are talking about being in the rankings, and I guess there doesn't have to be any concern about that now after the way that they looked last night.
Oh my God, that's a brutal loss there. I mean, embarrassing there. It was during finals week. They're always going to say that. But anyway, Hartford plus 26.5 here against San Francisco. This one to have a start time here of 9 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Shane, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Stream for tonight's action. We still have a good board here from college hoops as well as NBA. We've got a couple there. NHL, of course, we got the singles here from NFL and college football, and the Bulls. Doing great work here over at Pick Dog Stream. We see the last 30 days, 1,022 units of profit over at Pick Dogs. That is fully documented over at the site. You go there and verify that. We have a Shane showing good profit. NHL also showing great profit here in college hoops this season. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, actually a big play tonight. The Jaguars and Jets might not be the most exciting game in terms of Thursday night football, but I really like it. I think that I have my play of the month up there for $29.99. And I also have 2 sampler packs that include my NFL play of the month for $39.99. But like we've been talking about, it might be Christmas time, the holiday times. But there's still plenty of sports around this weekend. So hop on that 7-day pass, and you'll get all my NFL, the college football bowls for the next 7 days, including, and then of course my NBA, the little college basketball that there is, and then the NHL. So hop on something long term and let's make some money together.
That's right, guys. Get up over with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dogs Premium. See the great results here. 1,022 units of profit last 30 days. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. Having a great college basketball season tonight over on the board. A sampler 3-pack includes his NFL Play of the Month up there at $39. Gives you 1 college football, 1 NFL, and 1 college basketball winner in this 3-pack. So get on board there. A lot of these plays are also sold individually there over at Pick Dogs. But as Shane, we talked about here, the longer-term passes. You want to try Shane out this holiday weekend. That 7-day all sports pass is available. Get all of Shane's premium plays here for 7 days. Remember the NFL, as we talked about, it's a 4-day work week. You got games here on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So you got those 4 days in there. A lot of bowl action in between, some NBA. Of course, NHL. We got a few college hoops sprinkled in. I'm keeping a close eye on this Diamond Head Classic because that's a good that tournament will be featured a lot during this next couple of days there. So lots. There you go. We got a lot of action here over at Pick Dogs Premium. Go get on board with Shane. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion even greater value there. All right, Shane, as always, great to have you on the show. See that success. Have a great Christmas, and we'll talk with you again next week.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope everyone has some good time with their families this weekend, and some winning with the sports betting. So have a great weekend, everyone.
You got it. Shane Nickle here on the Drive Thru. We'll continue here, guys. If you miss any picks, we'll recap you here at the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. Let's welcome in Tony Brown. We're going out to Las Vegas, Nevada, and we'll bring in Tony Brown. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Does great work over there. We'll see if we can bring in Tony Brown right now. So hope he's feeling better. I know he's been a little bit under it the last couple days, a couple weeks, I should say. He's been coming and playing hurt. Tony, how's it going? Uh-oh, we lost your sound there, Tony Brown. No sound. All right, we gotta get Tony Brown's sound going here. See what's happening there. There we go. I hear some news. I hear something.
I have my mic off because I didn't want to, be interrupting you guys during the other segments. I was coughing. I still feel a little bit under the weather.
All right, so under the weather is Tony Brown. So thank you for joining us here tonight, Tony Brown. We're going to the hockey tonight as the Bruins here host the Jets. The Bruins are laying 240, total 6.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why the books make the Bruins 240 favorites. They're the best team in hockey. They got the best record. They're scoring the most. They're shoving people down. And at home, it gets even more ridiculous. They've won 17 of the last 19 at home, and both of the losses came in overtime. I mean, I get it. These guys are lights out. But this is professional hockey. It doesn't matter how bad of a winning streak you're on or how bad of a losing streak you're on. Everything comes to an end. They got to lose sometime. And the team that they're playing, they're definitely not a 240 dog. When you see a line like that, you think of Anaheim or, one of these 9-win Detroit teams or something like that. This is a 20-win Jets team that's plenty capable of pulling the upset here, especially on the road. They've won 5 of their last 6. So they have no problem winning games on the road, and they got their goalie back. I'll just say Connor because I don't want to butcher his name, but I think it's Hella Bakarki or something. One of those funny names, man, but he's outstanding. The only thing that's not fun in it is play. He's only allowed 2 goals per game, sometimes under that, but it averages out to 2, and he's 4-0 on the road in the 4 games that he started before he got hurt. And these guys get behind him. They put up 5.5 goals per game on the road when he's in net. So I know the game's not played on paper, but sometimes stats can't be ignored, and at this price, I'd rather take my chance with the upset of the Jets than laying 240 with the Bruins for sure.
There you go. Yeah, good value there. Here on that Winnipeg Jets team, a team that has been playing some pretty good hockey this year. No doubt about that. And, of course, one of the reasons you mentioned, the goaltending right on the road this year. Winnipeg with a winning road record, 9-6. And they're averaging giving up less than 3 goals a game on the road. And don't forget, Boston's the team that blew a 2-0 lead against the Kings.
Right. Like I said, nothing lasts forever. We've seen these guys go on 19-game losing streaks, and they got to pop out of it. Boston's hot at home right now, you know what I mean? But they did lose 2. These guys are hot on the road, 5-1 in the last 6. Like, if an upset is going to brew, these are the perfect spots. Like, upsets have to have spots and moments. You don't just call them out. This is the perfect formula for an upset.
All right, there you go. Tony Brown here, Jets plus 200 here against the Bruins. This one have a start time of 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Tony Brown. Let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, Tony's showing great results in the NHL. 870 units of profit in the NHL. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs. Maybe you can verify that by going to Tony Brown's handicapper page over at Pick Dogs. Also showing good profit in college hoops tonight. So those are our 2 big cards, right? NHL and college basketball tonight. We got the 2 football games, one from the NFL, one from college football, a couple on from the NBA. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, it's very rare that we always get all 3 majors in play. It usually only happens on Monday Night Football and Thursday Night Football that we can get the NFL, NHL, and NBA. So we're all over that tonight. We let the NCAA rest, and we're only going with the majors. You get my NFL, NBA, and NHL top pick. We only did 1 pick on the board from each league. No messing around. More games, more chances to lose. These are the 3 best games, all from each one of the leagues, and you can get them individually, or you can get them with my little 30-star package where you get all 3 of my plays for only $35.
That's right, guys. Got a board with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs. Great results. NHL showing great profit in college hoops this year. So get on board with Tony Brown. 870 units of profit in the NHL document. The big 3 up there puts together a package here, a 3-pack here, is best NBA, NHL, and NFL, the pros pack tonight from Tony Brown. Credit guarantee must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back into your account for side credits. That is profit. That is credit guarantee. A lot of these plays are also sold individually. We also mentioned the long-term passes. The 7-day pass is good. But Tony Brown, you're out there in Las Vegas, grinding out every single day in the sports books, looking for the best numbers, being in the know. That 1 year all sports pass is a fantastic value.
Right. We're like 10 days away from 2023. So if you get this pass now, you're basically getting it to 2024. It's not a season pass. It's not a league pass. It's a year pass. 365 days to play from the day you buy. So any championships, any playoffs, anything that comes up, there's no upselling. You get every play I release from every sport. No paying per day, per play. That only helps the bookie out. You just pay for one time, one big package, and that's it. And we make money all year. And you see the numbers on the site, the packages pay for themselves pretty much.
They certainly do, guys. So get on board with Tony Brown. That 1 year all sports pass, a great value right now. All sports, every sport that Tony Brown handicaps is yours when you get that 1 year all sports pass. Use the promo code PICK at checkout and you'll save 15% off. All right, Tony Brown, as always, great having you show. Continue that great work. Have a Merry Christmas. Hope you're feeling better. And we'll talk with you again next week.
Right. Always appreciate you guys having me. Happy holidays to the fans. Happy holidays to all the cappers out there. And I'll see you guys next week.
See you next week. Tony Brown here on the drive-thru. Just a reminder, guys, if you miss any of our picks, we will recap here at the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Just like to give you guys a hints here on some of the injury reports before we continue the show. Still showing the question marks now is Porzingis. We can now add Avdija as the big forward there for Washington. He has now hit the injury report as questionable. So that's been the addition on the injury report for Washington. Avdija is questionable. Sexton's still questionable for Utah. On the New Orleans side, we're still waiting word here on Nance's status. Nance still questionable. You add Avdija to Porzingis here, questionable for the Washington Wizards. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Next up, we'll bring in Millz Young. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Prim, doing great work up there. Hope you get his MMA picks, man. He has been on fire this year in the MMA. Of course, MMA on a bit of a break. They'll get rolling again next week. Turn of the year here. Let's bring in Millz right now. Millz, what's happening?
Everybody in the chat.
All right, hope we get through the segment. We're getting a little bit of issues there with the. Oh, there we go. Maybe a little bit of connection now. Let's see if we get that corrected here. Sometimes if they're using portable devices, there may be some calls coming in. Let's see what we got here with Millz. You there, Millz?
Let me come back in.
All right, once you get back in, we'll go to Jay and then we'll get back to you. So we'll go to Jay Briggs, and we'll get back to Millz as Millz has to situate and get a little better signal quality there. Let's bring in Jay Briggs. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. I hope he catches NBA Jam Session every day. Does great work there on the channel. Also catch him on that NFL show that he did with Big Al and Mitch. So we'll get Jay Briggs in right now for you right now. He's got plays from that. Matter of fact, that NBA game we just mentioned here. Jay, what's happening?
What's going on tonight, Tony?
It's going great. All right, here we go tonight. We got the Jazz at home here facing the Washington Wizards. The Jazz are going to lay 6.5, total 230.5.
Yes, sir, Tony. I'm on the Jazz tonight. I'm going to go ahead and lay the points. The Jazz have just been one of the best home cover teams in the NBA this season. Granted, not home cover teams. They're 9-7 against the spread, but they are 11-5 straight up at home, Tony. And they're coming off 2 ATS wins against the New Orleans Pelicans at home. At the time, the Pelicans coming in there, they were the number one team in the NBA. They had just won like 7 straight basketball games, and they lost their last 2 to the Utah Jazz when they came in there. So the Jazz have won their last 2 games, 9-7 against the spread overall this season at home, 11-5 straight up. And we know how awful this Wizards team has been recently. Granted, they did win their last one against the
Suns.
My bad. Who was that last game?
Suns.
The Suns. Yeah, they beat the Suns in their last one. But before that, Tony, they had lost like 15 straight games. And this will also be their like 5th straight road game. We cannot trust the Wizards here in this spot, man. We got to take the Jazz, who've played their best basketball at home all season. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I like the Jazz here tonight.
All right, we got Jay here on the Jazz. Laid the 6.5 here against the Washington Wizards. Of course, we know Porzingis is still questionable. I know this. We don't really talk too much about him. He's Denny Avdija, a 21-year-old. He's now in as questionable back soreness, and he took a really bad fall in Game 1 to start the season. And I'm surprised he got up from that. It looked like a really bad fall. He got an undercut there. But the reason why I bring up his name is Washington Wizards are not really known for defense. He's one of the few rim protectors they have. If he's out of this game, It could get, I don't know, it's tough. Again, it could be Utah, as I said, if the line should move in this game because he's the only guy that can defend the rim for them.
Yeah, Tony, I like that. I like that little nugget you just gave there. And the Jazz play pretty big guys. They start Olenek. They play Olenek, Markkanen, and Kessler. And sometimes they run all three of them on the floor together. And that's three huge guys. And if the Wizards don't have nobody big down there, I think it's going to be a long night for them, especially, like I said, against the Jazz team who already plays their best basketball at home. The Wizards have been struggling on the road. This will be also their 5th straight road game. It's just a tough spot for me to take the Wizards. It should have been a premium to take the Jazz. Me personally, I have money on the Jazz in this one, so I love this play here tonight. I'm taking the Jazz, and I'm laying the points.
Yeah, game in high elevation. Remember, they started early in the road trip against Denver, gave up 142 points, and then early in the road trip when they played in high elevation. Here's another high elevation spot here. Jazz laying 6.5 against the Wizards. This one to have a start time here of 9 Eastern time. Maybe the line value because of their game against the Suns.
Maybe so. I was wondering that too, but I'm not gonna overcomplicate it,
Yeah.
So they're gonna give me good value.
You're getting good value. I think if they would have lost to the Suns, you're looking at 8.5, 9. I think that's the difference there in there. All right, 9 Eastern time tonight on NBA League. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium tonight's action. Of course, we got a couple on the board from the NBA. We've got some college hoops still to go. The NFL college football bowl game as well. 1,434 units of profit last 30 days. We see Jay with that hoodie. It's going to be cold out there for the bowl game. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, sir, Tony. Only 3 plays for me tonight. I got one in the NBA, my $15 NBA Jam Session play. I have one in college football, my college football best bet tonight. It's in that Armed Forces Bowl. And I have what's my last one? I got one more play today. It's in the
college hoops, NBA, NFL.
NFL. I drew a blank there for a second. Yeah, it's in the NFL tonight. I forgot we got the NFL game. Catching me at halftime as well for that one. Me and Mitch will be live at halftime in that one. So just 3 plays for me tonight. NFL, college football, and NBA. Best bets in all 3. Scoop those up. Pick Dogs Premium. Let's continue stacking units, man. Y'all see the units we've been putting up. Best time now to hop on a long-term package, though. Kind of like Tony Brown says, man, you're saving yourself some money on the long-term package, a lot of money. Instead of buying all those plays individually, so hop on something long-term. Let's continue stacking units, man, and let's try to stay hot, especially in the NBA.
That's right. Stay hot in there with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the results here, 1,434 units of profit. The last days, all sports combined. Also this year in the NBA, 1,126 units of profit. Jay's been on fire, showing profit in NFL as well. Tonight, Jay has his $15 jam session, $15 for his premium play here from the NBA. Must win, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for credit for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Also in action with an NFL best bet, college football best bet, and of course you can get a longer term pass from Jay, where here we are on a Thursday. You can get that 7-day pass from Jay, get all of his premium plays for 7 days. The NFL here is on a 4-day work week. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is covered in NFL. All the bowl games, all the college hoops, NBA with your 7-day all sports pass. Use that promo code PICK at checkout and you'll save 15% off. All right, Jay, as always, great having you on the show. Keep up that great work. We'll talk with you again tomorrow, but I know you contribute a lot over at Pick Dogs. We can catch it halftime here with that Jets Jaguars game, as well as your NBA Jam session.
Yes, sir. Y'all can catch me tonight, halftime. Like you said, me and Mitch are going to be on, as we always are, for these halftime games. Hopefully this one's a little better. Both of these teams are still in playoff contention. Usually, at this time of season, these two teams are done with, the Jags and the Jets. So kind of different to see them still in playoff contention here. Should be a fairly decent one tonight. So catch me halftime there. Continue to check out the jam session. We got a nice card tonight, or not tonight, 2 games tonight, so you can check out tonight's. But we got a nice card tomorrow on a Friday. So be sure to be on the lookout for that in the morning. My jam session, I'm going to go through every game as we always do. Let's smash it per usual. We're going to take Saturday off on the jam session, and we're back at it on Christmas Day, Sunday. One of my favorite NBA days every year, man. We got some great matchups, man. So check me out there on my jam session for this weekend. I'll see y'all tomorrow on the drive-through, and let's continue making money, man.
Continue making money, guys. Check out Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs tonight. You want to check him out with Mitch with that halftime show the Jets and Jaguars. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and set those notifications so when Jay's live with Mitch, you're live with him to get the pick in real time. Because you don't have a lot of time to get down at halftime. All right, Jay. Have a great night.
Last thing.
Yep.
Hey, if you're in the competition, man, just keep at it, man. Just keep at it. And no matter what your score is, hey. For example, if anybody can tell you about the competition, it's us last two on the show, me and Millz. If y'all don't know, Millz came back and got me on the last day to win the competition. So we came down to the last day last year. So make sure y'all stay at it. I know some days get hard. But, if you want the job, man, it's every day is like that, man. So just stay at it. It's a grind. Continue at it, man, and you could be right here with us, man. I promise you it can happen for you, man. So just stay at it, and you'll be there. I promise.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Stay at it. Still a lot of time left. It goes to the 31st, so continue with that grind, guys. Keep those picks coming in. All right, Jay, have a great evening there. Of course, it is the annual Become a Capper contest. Jay and Bills were in it last year with many of the cappers on our show, like Jovan and James Clark were competing in this contest. It's going from the 10th to the 31st. And, of course, you can follow it over on the Instagram channel. Too late to enter now, but just you can do it again next year. Mitch will do it again next year, 10th to the 31st. And there's still a lot of time left. And check it out on the Instagram account over at Pick Dogs. All right, Jay, have yourself a great evening. We'll catch you at halftime.
See y'all at halftime, man. Let's hear what Millz got to say about his Jags tonight.
All right, we're ready to hear about Millz. All right, here we go. Jay Briggs here on the drive-through. All right, let's continue on here with the coverage. I think we got Millz ready to roll here. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs. We talked about his great record up in the MMA this season. And again, they're a little off right now, but they'll be back after the first of the year with that UFC show. Let's bring in Millz right now. Millz, what's happening?
Ho, 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 who's ready to get that dough?
That's right, ready to get that dough from Millz Young here. We're ready to roll here, looking to NFL tonight, 8:15 Eastern Time. Jets hosting the Jags. Jets now up to 2.5-point favorites, total 36.5. You're going to look at this one a little differently.
Yeah, man, I got to start off like this, though, man. I got one life, so I got to keep it real, man. R.I.P. to Ronnie Hill, man. 31-year-old former football player from Denver Broncos, from my city of Long Beach. Just rest his soul today. With that being said, let's get this bread. The Jets defense, they're allowing about 211 yards passing, right? They got one of the best cornerbacks in the game. Sauce Gardner, right? They're locking up everybody. Well, I don't know if you call it locking up, man. Let me go over some stats. St. Brown, 7 receptions. His other co-defendant, Raymond, had 5 in that game. Justin Jefferson went for 7 on him. Jerry Jeudy, the guy that could barely get 3 receptions, went for 7. Tyreek Hill went for 7 on him. The duo of Higgins and Chase. Higgins put up 5. Chase put up 6. The Jaguars' offense right now, kind of firing on all cylinders. So what's the word? Christian Kirk. 966 yards on the season, 11th in the NFL, 73 receptions on the year, second to Zay Jones with 74. But this is the stats that I love, man. He put up 9 receptions versus KC, 6 versus Dallas. Jay Briggs know all about that Dallas game, right? 5 versus Detroit, 6 versus Tennessee. Only put up 4 versus Baltimore. He's 4-1 on the over, 4.5 receptions. I'm getting it at plus money, so I'm on Christian Kirk over 4.5 receptions. That's my player prop to get you on top.
All right, we got Millz here on Kirk over 4.5 receptions, right? Some of you may not remember Kirk wasn't a high-profile receiver in his time in Arizona, but he would make those big plays. One of them were more possession receivers because Arizona has some pretty good talent out receivers. But he comes over to Jacksonville, take advantage of his opportunity.
Yeah, man. With that being said, man, he's on his way to a career year. 966 yards. He went for 977 last year. That was the highest with 76 receptions. It's finally going to be his first year getting 1,000 yards as a receiver. A lot of people was, making fun of him when he came over. Not me, man. I like this guy from Arizona. I remember when he got drafted by him. I actually wanted the Falcons to draft him at the time. So for me to get him on my other team as a free agent, give it to me, man. So he's been showing up, showed up in the earlier parts of the season, fell off a little bit in there, but I played that a little bit with Trevor Lawrence. Right now, Trevor Lawrence is just on. So, yeah, he's one of those guys, like you said. Arizona had all type of people. They had Hopkins. They had Green. They even had somebody else over there, too, that was getting receptions. So, over here, he's definitely a number 1 with us. I wouldn't say he's your typical number 1 receiver, but with the Jaguars, yeah, he's our number 1 receiver.
There you go. Kirk over 4.5 receptions plus 110. This one to have a start time here of 8:15 Eastern Time over on Amazon Prime. All right, Mills, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. We know the great results here. The Jags there. The Jags with that Jags. There you go. Tonight here over at Pick Dodge. We know the great results in MMA. We'll have some cards next in 2023. But in the meantime, we still have a lot of football on the board tonight. NFL, college football, college hoops as well. A couple NBA. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
All right, man. I got 2 plays up there to get you paid today. I got one in the NBA. That's my NBA daily winner. Then I got my NFL player pick up there too. It's a pick on the game. Also, I got 2 player props in there to get you paid as well. Like you said, MMA's gone, but shit, that don't stop me at all, man. You know, I'm dedicated to all sports, all in between. So right now, I'm rolling up my sleeves, trying to give you guys my best plays and picks. College bowl games right around the corner. Already got 3 plays up there, just not put out yet on the site, but already got 3 plays that I'm locked loaded in there. So yeah, man, this is definitely the time, man. You got Christmas right around the corner. I ain't trying to lose you money. We're just trying to get rich together through these picks.
That's right, guys. Got on board with Millz Young over at Pick Dodge Premium. MMA, great results. Get ready for next year with MMA. But, guys, tonight we got regular sports up here going on with the NBA. Daily sports up here. NBA $15 premium play here from Millz over at Pick Dodge Premium. That $15 pick is credit guarantee must win. For the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That is right there, credit guarantee. Also, an NFL bookie beater is going to beat down the bookie with this NFL play tonight. Also, you may consider longer-term pass. We always talk about the Thursday 3-pack, Thursday, Friday, Saturday action here from Millz. You get all of his premium plays here for that period of time. We've got NBA, college hoops in action, NFL tonight. Of course, the college bowl games. Remember, we do have a big card here from the NFL here on Christmas Eve, right? This is where we have the action, the big card on Christmas Eve. That is covered there when you get that 3-day all sports pass. Thursday, Friday, Saturday is covered. That big NFL card, 11-game card when you get Millz' 3-day pass. Or over at Pick Dodge Premium. I mentioned Jay because Jay wanted to know who you liked in the Jaguar game. I don't think it was hard to oh, that might be a premium. He was showing you.
Oh, man. I mean, this game right here, I'm going to just tell you guys, man, it's Thursday, man, and I tell you guys this all the time. The craziest stuff happens on Thursday. And, you know, when you bet with your heart, a lot of times you lose 2 things. Money and, you know, pain and suffering. So, you know, it is what it is, but definitely that's the player prop that I like to get you on top on there, you know. I do got to play on the game. Who knows which way, you know. Check it out, though. You might be surprised.
If we get on board with that NFL bookie beater that's up there right now on the board and get signed up with Millz. That 3-day pass to the way to roll, that will be included there. That Jazz Jet game is included when you get that 3-day pass. So get on board. Use the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper like Jay, if you like, for that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Millz, is always great having you on the show. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk with you again next week, and have a Merry Christmas.
All right, man. Appreciate everybody out there. Yeah, man. Everybody enjoy your family, enjoy your loved ones right now. Give out a gift. Do something special. Do something happy, man. If you ain't happy at this point, at this time of your life, I don't know what you're going to be happy for. It's Christmas, bright lights, everybody out there. Go get some eggnog. Put some Hennessy in it. Call it hen dog. There you go, man.
There you go. There you go. Enjoy the holidays. Millz, we'll talk next week.
All right, man. Enjoy your holidays.
Millz Young here on the drive-thru. Right, guys, we got all the plays in except mine. Then we'll get to the recap, so let's continue on there. Will be a show tomorrow, so tune in. We got a 14-game NBA card tomorrow. Some games here as well. So far, I've seen 3 games from college basketball. There's 4. One involves a non-D1 school, but there are 3 there. So we'll have a show tomorrow. I'm pretty sure there's a hockey card tomorrow. I didn't see the hockey yet, but I know I'm already working on that 14-game card from the NBA tomorrow, so I know it's some heavy work there. We'll also have a bowl game as well. 2 bowl games tomorrow, but I don't know if we have. I mean, on the show they might be earlier, but we'll check it out. We're definitely having a show tomorrow. Because we got the 14-game NBA card, and I'm pretty sure we got NHL on the board. But actually, let me see here. I think we do. At last check, we had an NHL on the board. But anyway, we'll get to my pick, and then we'll do a quick look at the injury report. Let's get my play up here. We're going to be looking here at this Creighton-Butler game here starting 8 Eastern time. Creighton laying 8. The total sits here at 141. I'm going to be on the underdog Butler Bulldogs here, getting the 8 points. I know the big guy here is coming back here for Creighton. I know he was probable. Looks like Cal Brenner will be coming back here. It was probable. He had an illness, which means he could need a game under his belt really to get back at full game shape. You know how those illnesses are what they do to the immune system and whatnot, to the energy level. We'll see how that rolls. Butler, pretty good team, 0-4. They had that slip up to Connecticut. Everyone's losing Connecticut, right? Everyone has, because Connecticut's undefeated. They're a good shooting team, this Bulldog team, 36% from three, 56% around the bucket, and they guard the perimeter very well and inside as well. Creighton were 6-6 on a 6-game losing streak. They're 0-1 in the Big East. They lost by 11 at Marquette. And the good news, I guess we said for Creighton is that the big man returning, but I think he may not be at full strength until a couple of games. You're coming back from an illness. That's the big one there. And of course, you look at the Blue Jays. They have some respectable numbers, but a lot of that's been with their big guy healthy. So we're gonna look at the Bulldogs here. When you look over their past 5 games with Butler, they're shooting here 48%, allowing 41%. So they've been in pretty good form. And we're going to go ahead and take those 8 points here with the Butler Bulldogs against Creighton. And this one to have a start time here of 8 Eastern time. All right, over at Pick Dogs, our premium tonight, I've got a 3-pack, my best bet from the NFL. Also bundled in with a pick here from college football and the NBA. My $15 premium pick is also part of my 3-pack. So they'll buy them both. Just get the 3-pack and you'll have the $15 premium on my best bet from college football and NBA in that 3-pack, so get on board there. My long-term passes are great value right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can get either my 3, 7, or 30 sports pass, get all my premium plays for that period of time you select when you go to my handicapper page and make that purchase. So go ahead and get signed up right now to my plays. I just want to see what we have in the NHL tomorrow. And we do have games in prime time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 games in prime time. We don't believe we're going to have a show tomorrow. 14 games from the NBA and 11 from the NHL. And a few there from a college basketball. So we're definitely going to have a show tomorrow. So be sure to tune in to the drive-thru tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. All right, before we get to the recap, I just want to give you guys an update here on these injury reports to see. We have 2 guys really in question, right? We talked about Avija there from the Washington Wizards as they take on the Jazz, but we want to see maybe there's any more late additions to these reports, because we're getting around the witching hour here when some of these teams have already done their warm-ups. We'll see who's in uniform, who's not, and we'll get that information for you here in just a second as we pull up the injury report. As I wait for it to update here, what I'll do is I will go ahead and go to the recap, and then we'll go to the injuries. So let's go ahead and pull up the recap screen. All right, we start off with Alex. Alex liked the Islanders here, plus 140 against the Rangers. Damian was on the Spurs, plus 8.5 here against the Pelicans. Shane was in Hartford, plus the 26.5 against San Francisco. Tony Brown, Jets, plus these are the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg Jets plus 200 against the Bruins. Millz was on Kirk, the receiver Kirk from Jacksonville, over 4.5 receptions at plus 110. Jay was on Jazz, laid the 6.5 against the Wizards. I'm on Butler plus 8 against Creighton. And of course, El Nino's coming a little late, but he's on in this one. He is on Kraken, lay the 115 here against the Vancouver Canucks. All right, let's give you the update here on the injury reports. We know Johnson and Wesley are out here for San Antonio. Nance is still in question. And again, we talked about Porzingis, still a question mark. Although Porzingis missed practice. That's what we mentioned. He did miss practice this morning. So they're concerned about his health. And they are playing tomorrow in Sacramento. So there was talk that possibly sit him and then play him tomorrow. We'll see if that rolls. Avija was the one that was the late addition. Avija is a big man for the Washington. He's one of the few rim protectors they have. And he has some back soreness. And again, this is the front end of a back-to-back. They're going to Sacramento tomorrow. So I would be very careful here backing the Wizards. Again, if you're an underdog player, be very careful in this game, because Avija is about one of the few rim protectors they have over there, because they're not a very good defensive team. So these are 2 key injuries right now. Still question marks. Of course, the Utah game doesn't start for another couple hours. The Spurs game starts in another hour. So keep an eye on those 2 injuries right now. Nance for the Pelicans, and then we're looking at Avija and Porzingis for the Wizards right now. So that's what's happening over right now on the injury report for these 2 games. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers in from SCP Betting and Pick Dogs. They'll give out the plays. Remember, we got 14 NBA, 11 hockey, and a few from college basketball up there on the board. So make sure you guys tune in on Friday for our show. And remember all the great shows and series over at Pick Dogs and SCB Betting. At Pick Dogs channel, we've got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. The Betting Tool Show. We also have Jovan's Parlay video. Jay's Jam Session with the NBA pick on every game. Ron Romanelli's college basketball show that has about 5 to 7 plays a day on college hoops. We have the Puck Dogs with Chris, and of course Rod Zawacki with the NHL picks. And of course, don't forget the NFL show. They just shot this on Tuesday, I believe it was, with Big Al, Jay, and Mitch. That's on the archive. A pick from every game on the board from the NFL. So check that out. Big Al's been on fire on that show, so you guys tune in. All right, that's going to do it here for the drive-thru. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from Night Show. We're going to wait. Goodbye, guys. You guys have a great evening. We'll talk with you again here